From Sigma Woman, this is the Business for Aligned Women podcast. I'm your host, Clara McKay, your aligned business coach and advocate for all things showing up for your vision. This is a no BS space for brave-hearted women who are actually craving change. I'm dedicated to bringing women's visions into reality, equipping women with all they need to build an abundant future, and shutting down all of the ways that you keep yourself small. Here, we're all about a women-centered approach, non-negotiable value alignment, and making bank without compromising your well-being. Each week, you're already one step closer to your most aligned and abundant future. We have a gorgeous episode with Bella Haigh today. Bella is a really interesting woman and she does so much, and what she does is very subtle and intricate. So I almost feel like I can't describe what she does. She has a few different wings to her business, including conscious travel, including UGC and brand partnerships, including writing and creating a membership around really intentional, romantic, present, connected and ritualized ways of living. And if you just are not really feeling earthy and grounded and connected and you've lost your zest for life, she is such an incredible follow just to remind you of what is important in this life. And she embodies this in such a really beautiful way. She is a classic multi-passionate who is being creative and multi-passionate in a slow, embodied, integrated, calm and intentional way, which is not always the case when it comes to multi-passionates, because there can often be so many ideas and so much flying around that it can be quite chaotic. So if you're a multi-passionate person, if you're just interested in an intentional and ritualized way of living, I think you're going to get a lot from this episode. If you're a creative and a multi-passionate, you've got a lot of different ideas and a lot of different things that you want to explore, this will be a wonderfully expansive episode for you to see that it's not only possible, but it's possible to be very successful in it. I hope you enjoy this conversation. This conversation has come from Bella taking my sustainable success system, which is now the only way to work with me one-to-one for business consulting. You'll hear about her experience and you'll also hear the structures and systems and business acumen that we implemented in that container has actually allowed her to create more spaciousness and connection in her life, which is sometimes not what people think when they think, I'm going to get all these rules and all these structures, I'm going to have to do all this stuff properly. But no longer overthinking and second guessing everything actually creates a ton of headspace and breathing space and freedom, really, at the end of the day. So I look forward to you listening to this episode and tuning in with Bella. Make sure you follow her. It's just such an expansive follow and just a constant reminder to slow down and appreciate your life. And if you would like some of this strategy, some of these structures, I am currently, on the day of recording this, booking out my next cohort for the Sustainable Success System. It starts in June. As of today, it's half full. It may be full by the time this comes out. If it's not, you probably want to book in a call with me, have a chat, see if it's right for you, and lock in that next place, because this is just, it's such a potent program. It's something that I've spent 7 years perfecting and distilling, and it's working really well and getting really great results. So I'll pop a link to book a free call with me in the show notes, and otherwise enjoy this episode. Bella, it's so nice to have you here. I'd love for you to start out by talking to us about your highest value that you want to prioritize in 2026.
I've been thinking about this a lot actually, because I'm very type B, like Capricorn moon. I created a full Notion page about my values for this year and how I'm going to be really making sure I'm in alignment with those. But definitely for me, it's integrity. So just making sure that my values are aligned with my words and my actions, just being consistent and embodying it as much as I can. And I do have another one, which is my theme of this year, and it's just curiosity as well. Like I really am valuing curiosity and just leaning into what's really inspiring me and honoring play and exploration and seeing that as fuel for creativity rather than how I used to perceive it, which was distraction. So yeah, definitely integrity and curiosity.
That's really interesting. I did an episode with an astrologer this morning, and she was saying, I don't know how she put it, she would have said it really eloquently, but she basically said that if you're not in integrity in business in 2026, it's not going to work. People are going to sense.
Yeah, I can definitely feel that. And yeah, just looking ahead at like the energetics of this year, I can definitely see how if you're not in integrity and in alignment, it just won't work out. It doesn't feel good. Like it feels icky.
Yeah, and even unconsciously, it feels icky. So sometimes even if people don't realize that consciously, there's like this bubbling, weird feeling underneath the surface. And it's interesting that you brought up the curiosity and play as not a distraction, but fuel. In that conversation this morning as well, we were talking about how if you're always on in your business, or if you're always thinking about your business, and you're not properly rested, like I genuinely believe you can't be creative unless you're properly rested. I don't know about you, but I have to really discipline myself, because as soon as I rest, that's when all the ideas come in, and I have to go, don't action them now. Keep resting, keep resting. Otherwise you lose the rest. But do you find that as well? Like as soon as you rest, that's when all the really juicy stuff comes up?
Yeah, I view creativity as seasonal. Like it has to go through all 4 seasons or else it just won't work. Like the natural world, I feel like our kind of inner landscape really mirrors that. We need the rot, we need the compost, we need the rest and just the doing of nothing so the soil can be nourishing and allow things to properly grow. I got myself sick quite a few times last year just from trying to be in that constant doing state and not actually just letting myself rest.
Yeah, and it's hard. You're a creator, you do UGC and you do beautiful influencer work as well. And there's so many different platforms and all of them are requiring a lot of output. So it's really hard to not be in that state of like constantly do. And I see you as a really good example of someone who's able to still produce very beautiful, high quality content without being totally freaked out, frazzled about it, which is a choice, right? It's a choice. You can either do it and go crazy, or you can be in integrity and move more slowly.
100%. My body wouldn't even let me get to that point anymore, I don't think. I think I just have to really surrender to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree and feel it. So in speaking about your work, because I think of your work as like one of your posts came up for me this morning on Substack, I think, and I was thinking about it and how, not for lack of clarity, because I think you're very clear and you know what you do, but what you do is so layered and it's also very subtle. Like I see a post of yours on Substack and it reminds me to slow down, to ritualize, to be romantic, to be connected to myself, to be connected to earth. And I was looking at it and I was like, I don't really know how someone really communicates that, because it's energetic, subtle, and even to an extent unconscious. But can you tell us what you do and what you offer in your own words?
Definitely. UGC is definitely a part of the work. It's mostly unseen to people who are part of my community, so I don't speak about it too much. But I kind of view what I do as digital storytelling, content creation. So that's through what I share on Instagram and YouTube and Substack. So it's pretty much just sharing my life and how I try to live it intentionally and poetically and like you said, like ritualistically. And there's definitely a few layers to it. I also collaborate with aligned brands. So a lot of them are primarily sustainable wellness and fashion brands, and also I partner with Airbnbs as well, so I create content for them. And another layer, which is recent but it really excites me, is hosting slow and intentional group trips, and then in the future leaning more into like residencies and retreats Just exploring with curiosity and learning about the local culture, engaging in beautiful activities. For example, recently my latest group trip was marine conservation in Bali. So we got to learn about the land, restore the coral, track manta rays and collect IDs for the database. So yeah, experiences that feel really fulfilling.
Yeah, and give back as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, and then you've got this whole writing component.
Yes.
Yeah, which is another layer. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so this is something that has definitely been a more recent manifestation of something that is probably my longest love. So have been writing and telling stories and writing songs since I was very little, and did really well in school and really enjoyed it. But just as life goes on, it wasn't as, I guess, encouraged, and I got swept away, and now it feels really lovely returning to Substack and sharing I guess my experiences, what I've been musing over, some poetry. I'm really excited to see how it evolves and grows with me.
Me too. And I'll take a second to pause and reflect to the audience of how many different things you're juggling.
Yeah.
It's all very cohesive. None of it's random. It's all very conscious and intentional, and it has this through line. Like if I saw your UGC on someone else's brand, I know immediately it's you, right? Same with your TikTok, same with your Substack. And I just want to put that out there because I think a lot of women get in this, I have to do this one thing and I have to get that perfect, and then when that isn't working, I have to throw that baby out with the bathwater and start something new. And it's no, there's different iterations of how this could look. And tell me if I'm wrong, but I imagine as a creative person, this is actually, for some people might hear it and they go, oh, that's exhausting. But for you, it's probably quite nourishing because you're having that variety and that difference.
100%. I'm also a manifesting generator, so I need the variety or else I will simply get bored.
This is what I mean. You're like a perfect example of an embodied, conscious, self-aware manifesting generator who's saying, I have all these skills and I'm going to do some different things with them.
Yeah, it's definitely been really lovely learning more about human design, a little bit of a tangent, but it is just validating because I used to not really know how to channel that, but now I feel a lot more clear, which is beautiful.
Yeah, you're a top-notch example of it, and any brand who gets the opportunity to have you spotlight their work or to have you in their campaigns are just like so incredibly lucky. I hope they treat you like the treasure that you are. Working with us to rebrand your business in an aligned and highly strategic way will help your business to start communicating with and attracting your highest caliber, most ideal clientele who can not only afford to work with you and sign up, pay in full today, but are ready to do the work to get the results that you need to keep building your business. If you keep attracting people who can't afford your services, if you feel like you need to put your prices down, this is a branding misalignment issue. There's no tweaks or changes to your products that will fix this. The only thing that will fix this is for you to start visually communicating to that higher caliber clientele. And that's exactly what we do when we rebrand your business. We have two different rebranding offers. One is a standard branding identity and a custom brand aligned social media marketing collateral pack. And the other is everything done for you. We do everything. We do the branding, we do the socials, we do the emails, we do the link in bio site, and we do the website. And all you need to do is step into your business and everything will be ready and waiting for you to operate at this higher level and to start working with and attracting this higher caliber clientele. We'll chat a little bit about travel. Let's chat a bit more about that because you do this really conscious form of travel and your last trip was all women. Can you tell us a little bit about this, why you love it and how you do things?
Yes, I really, really value traveling with reciprocity at the forefront of my mind and the forefront of everything I do, and really engaging deeply with the place, asking questions and really honoring the culture and things such as spending my money mindfully. Like it's so easy to just throw cash wherever you want, but it's like, who is getting paid here? Like those little things. And I do that in my day to day as well. But also just respecting the land that I'm visiting. It's always been very important to me. And I think we're so fortunate to be able to travel. A lot of us are, and a lot of people don't have that luxury to travel because it is a luxury. And I think if we do have this beautiful opportunity to explore different cultures, I think we do have a responsibility, whether you choose to embody it or not, to be more conscious, be more respectful and self-aware. I can't see myself going any other way with this, and it's beautiful that I can see it shifting. I can see more people being more curious and engaging in trips like the one that I did, or volunteering, or just being super conscious of where they choose to stay and eat, all those little things. It doesn't take much, but a lot of people seem to not really understand that.
And it's so easy to just book a trip and just go wherever is easiest or wherever the guide tells you or whatever. So I think it's really important work that you're out there to even, a lot of people just wouldn't even think about this. I think of trips that I've done and I think, oh, that definitely was not a sustainable choice. But it was only a couple of years later that I realized it's easy to fall into those traps. So I think that's another reason why it's so important that people like you are out there talking about it.
Yeah, I feel very lucky to be able to share this, and just hope that more people can learn and explore in this kind of way.
And I imagine it's a more fulfilling, joyful, like you're going to feel more nourished at the end of that trip.
100%. Some of my best experiences have been volunteering on a farm stay. And I'm not saying you have to volunteer, but some of my best experiences have been genuinely getting to know the locals and hearing their stories and being able to support them in whatever little way I can. Not even as a kind of savior complex, but as I'm here to learn from you. I have so much to learn. I know nothing here and I'm so curious.
Yeah, just to see. And it's just seeing how other people live, because we can so get in our little bubbles as well, can't we? I think this is just so important. And I don't know about your experience, but I did a lot of volunteering in my 20s. And the vast majority of those people that you meet are really good, in integrity people, the kind of people who volunteer. Like sometimes people have to do it for uni and that can be a little bit dicey, but the people who want to be there can become lifelong friends.
Oh, 100%. And they have been in my case. Like I look back at all the beautiful people that are in my life, and most of them I've just happened to be in their orbit through volunteering or travel, and we've had the same values, wanted to go to the same workshop and learn the same craft. And it's like, duh, of course we're going to meet like these kind of beautiful people because we're there and we're trying to attract who we want to bring into our lives. Yeah,
I love it. It's gorgeous. We've chatted about it a little bit. As I said, to me, if we were to say you are a brand, which in a way you are, but you're also just a very multifaceted creative person, I see it as very slow and intentional. Can you speak any more about maybe why that's important now?
I think I'm really noticing through the online world that we're actually returning to a bit more of an offline. We're craving more, like being offline more, and I guess living a more analog life. We're seeing this trend swirl around, and I think it's really beautiful to see because it's counterbalancing that isolation we experience in the digital world that feels so overwhelming and overloaded. And I think, my intention and my, I guess, goal and what I do is to encourage that and to show little ways in which you can do that are really easy, and you don't have to, I guess, seek anything outside of yourself to be able to follow through with that. It's all something that we have access to. And I think all deep down we're craving to live seasonally and in harmony with nature, with the natural world, which we were speaking about, a craving of really honoring our internal seasons. And I think I feel like I didn't even answer your question, but at the same time maybe I did.
And I think we've talked about it all throughout, but it's just I think, I don't know about your opinion, because I feel like your life is very slow. Like you've made it this beautiful, conscious space But so many people have no idea, sorry, that's a dog visiting, have no idea how upregulated they are and how overstimulated they are from this constant stimulus. And it's only when, and it's unfortunate that it's when your posts pop up that people go, oh yeah, take a deeper breath. There's another possibility and it's another option. It doesn't need to be just to go, yeah, I think you're doing God's work.
Yeah, I think it really is just treating normal everyday moments as little ceremonies, as something that is sacred, like treating your attention as sacred, as a prayer almost, and noticing, wow, my attention's actually so scattered, it's everywhere. Of course that's going to make my body feel upset, regulated. So that's been really supportive, just really treating where I place my awareness as something that needs to be protected.
And it's your energy, right? Your focus. Back when I used to do Ayurvedic stuff, there's this concept that your eyesight transferred your soma, which is essentially like a part of your energy. And when we always said that when we meditated, we had to, when you first open your eyes, you have to make sure you're looking at something that you want to give your soma to. So it would always be like, open your eyes, look at your pets or plant or yourself, but don't go and just look at a random object or a phone or something, because you're essentially like, you're creating this soma in your meditation, then you're just giving it away. But you're doing that all the time, and I think we don't realize how much energy we're leaking by giving that attention and that focus just indiscriminately to everything.
Yeah, 100%, and that's what it is, energy leaks. And I think one of the most beautiful practices that I'm still learning is just energetic hygiene in general, which I feel like is a whole other maybe podcast for you.
I mean, maybe it's because we're both quite sensitive. We can tell when the energy's leaking. Some people can't maybe, but I just, it's a non-negotiable for me. I wouldn't survive. I'd just be a pile of mess on the floor.
I 100% relate.
Exactly. So let's chat a little bit more about the business side of things, because you recently did some business coaching with me. Can you share, how did you feel about it? What came from it? What did you gain from it?
Yes, so much. I feel like, part of me is definitely still integrating everything, and I probably forever will be as I evolve and as my business grows. But I think one of the biggest things I took away from that experience with you, which first of all, so damn grateful, so grateful for your support. But honestly, it was just clarity on the possibilities that were even available to me, and just an expanded vision of who I am as a creator. I think I was very much just stuck in like, I just create content. I don't really know what's out there besides this. And I think I just needed someone to mirror to me expanders and what is out there and possible, because just wasn't aware of that before. And I also really valued all of the systems that allow me to streamline what I do and just automate everything so I actually can live a predominantly offline life. I think was one of the biggest goals for me. I was just like, I just need to figure out ways to be less on my device, essentially, which is possible as a business owner. I just think we need to set a couple more boundaries and just, follow the systems that are there for us.
Yeah, and do you spend less time online engaged now than you did before the container?
100%, because I didn't know where to put my energy. I was just constantly consuming it and being like, oh, this is inspiring, and then that would go in the list of inspiring things, and not really knowing where to channel the energy.
Waiting for your attention in the background or your list.
Yeah, the open loops were endless, but now there's a structure there, and it's just made everything feel more easeful and just made me feel more regulated in my body as well.
Yeah, which is isn't it such an interesting reflection? A lot of people are very resistant to systems, structures, anything, but people have no idea how much spaciousness and feminine energy, once you're like, sometimes it can be a bit intense establishing them, setting them up. Once they're done, it's like a way of being that most people don't even realize they can be like.
Yes, 100%. It's like when people say that their highest value is freedom, but in order for freedom to exist, you need those structures and that safety. I just think they need one another in order for it to be healthy and sustainable.
Yeah, because like I'd say the vast majority of my clients will say something about freedom and values, maybe different words, but something about it. But operating in that way where you're constantly reacting, constantly engaged, never fully resting, that's the opposite of freedom.
Yeah.
So then we go back to that integrity piece. And then when we're acting like that, but we know this is important to us, it feels that grating grittiness and we don't feel good about ourselves. And then, oh, we can't post on TikTok because we don't feel good about ourselves. So it creates this like really toxic loop. But I love hearing that from you because that's having a low touch business is just it's the thing that I love the most and what I love for my clients too. Being able to be successful while being low touch.
Yes, yes, it's possible.
I'd love to ask as a managen, because managens in particular are quite resistant to doing things. If someone says to a managen, do it X, they'll be like, no, I want to do it Z.
Yeah.
Can you reflect on how you've been able to make those systems your own and make them work for you individually? Did it feel like you were getting trapped, or does it feel like there's the ability to customize them for yourself?
I think at first the resistance was definitely there because it was just foreign and unfamiliar, and I just didn't really properly understand it all. I was like, the technology, like more technology, like more like systems to learn. This is like not what I want. But definitely in hindsight, it was just me being like, no. So I think, the resistance was definitely there, but from that place, it's, like I said before, just created so much clarity and spaciousness to flow and work within that. And I find that I also really sync my work up with my cycle as well, which I downloaded your cycle syncing document. That was very supportive. But that, as well as honoring being a managen and honoring where I am in my cycle, it creates something that's so easy and seamless and able to actually embody, rather than previously I was just feeling so scattered and everywhere. And I think honestly being a business owner is the best thing you can do as a managen, because there's just always something you can do. Not that you're always busy, but you can always go in and create something, and you can always edit that YouTube video and then go, and there's always something to do. It's not like you're gonna get bored. I get excited. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna write another newsletter because this came through and I'm gonna make it look all pretty. And that is exciting to me because it's different compared to what I was just previously doing. It's also awesome being your own business owner.
Yeah, I think it's integral, and I think you guys probably need multiple, like what you're doing. You've got these multiple wings to really feel okay. Yeah, and it's just, I just always want to reiterate because, and I honestly didn't find you resistant at all, but sometimes it can feel trapping to a managen for someone to say, here, this is the way we do it. But my intention is always, here's a framework, make it your own. Because I don't think it's going to suit, I don't think my framework's really going to suit anyone else. You have to take away those key concepts and do it in a way that feels right for you.
And it goes with everything in life. You shouldn't really be following every single thing that people say to a T, obviously, unless it's the law. It's like you need to make it your own flavor. You need to make it work with your life, with your schedule, or else it's just not going to be sustainable. You're going to burn out, or you're going to feel uninspired. And if you're a manager, or you're going to just, what's the term, uproot. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, amazing. Love to hear it. Did you have any words that you'd like to share with anyone who's on the fence about thinking about starting coaching with me?
I think trust your instinct, trust your intuition. What's your body telling you need right now? And that you don't need to navigate this alone. It's okay to just ask for some support. A lot of us don't have the background in business and marketing and all of these things. So it's actually fine to do it on your own. I think we're so pressured to be like hyper individualistic, and it's no, we're all here to support each other. And I think just embrace openness. Change can be really beautiful, and I think Yeah, it's definitely like the best thing I did for myself in 2025, because I just am going into this year with just such a clear view on what's ahead.
Yeah. And do you feel a bit calmer?
Totally. It's also great for my self-worth. It's, yeah, like
Yes.
I devoted myself to something,
And you finished it.
and I finished it and I followed through. And that devotion, I think, just perpetuates those really good feelings, those really yummy feelings. Yeah, like I can do hard things that are new and foreign, and I can actually be really good at it, and it can feel really nice and safe.
Yeah, and that's self-validating, right? And I honestly believe you can't really be a personality on the internet or market your own products or whatever it is you're doing if you're not self-validating, because if you're relying on validation from other people, that's not going to be healthy. It's not really one of my values, but it probably could be, of like accomplishment or completing, but it's not about anyone. I don't care what anyone else thinks about it. I don't care if no one else ever knows that I haven't done it. It's because I've ticked it off and I've said that to myself and I followed through and I did it, and it creates this well of self-validation and confidence that makes you really unstoppable. I love that you recognize that and you got those juicy feelings, and now you're going to want to keep doing it over and over again.
Yeah, 100%. Yes.
Beautiful. So we're going to link to your Instagram, I think your Substack, in the show notes. But is there anywhere else that you would like people to connect with you, or what do you think is the next best step? I know you've got a trip coming up.
Yeah, so my next trip is coming up in a few weeks, which I'm really excited about. So we're going to the Philippines, and it's a women-led surf camp, which I'm so excited about. So that's beautiful. But yeah, if you want to stay in touch and keep in the loop, it's called the Inward Journal. So it's my newsletter. And so I just send out pretty frequent musings and journaling prompts and ritual guides and like playlists and recommendations, and yeah, just upcoming offerings in general. I do have quite a few exciting things in motion that I'm really excited to share, but that'll be the first place I send everything out to. So definitely the Inward Journal.
Amazing. And do you have any other trips on the plan for this year, or not quite yet?
I am not 100% sure yet. I think this year, maybe not. I'll see what comes up. I definitely want to focus on maybe just grounding a little bit after I spent a majority of last year traveling. And yeah, I think my next group trip will be a little bit less action packed. I would say there won't be any scuba diving. Yeah, I think it will be more local, more kind of residency ritual style. Yeah, definitely. I'm excited to call that in.
I love that. And I really think business owners should have at least one trip or retreat locked in each year for themselves to go to residency, if not multiple, because it's so nourishing for yourself personally, but also for your creativity.
100%. And just there's nothing better than that feeling of belonging as well, and meeting people who you're going to connect with for the rest of your life. That's one of the biggest things that I have taken away from the trips that I've led. I'm still in touch with some of the girls on a daily basis, still like sending each other little memes, and I don't know, just keeping in touch. It's really special. And yeah, I'm grateful that these kind of people have found me and found this space.
Yeah, and just being around like-minded people is so nourishing and important.
Deeply, yeah.
Beautiful. Well, here's to more of that this year. Thank you so much for being here, Bella.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thanks for all of your beautiful support.
No worries.
If you can't tell, getting to share this time with you is something that I find truly sacred. I know that you're busy, but if you've taken anything away from our time spent together today, could you extend the love and share this episode with a friend, your community, or on your socials? Tag me so that I can see it and I can share it too. Or when you have a spare moment, leave the podcast a review. These things cost you nothing and will mean so much to me. Let's get this resource into the hands of more women visionaries and help us collectively move towards our most aligned way of being and doing business together.